I'm going to hypnotize you 5 different ways if you watch the entire video. You know, one of the biggest problems with hypnosis is that it's so mysterious that most people don't really know what it is. The truth is that we're hypnotized covertly on a daily basis, as much as 15 to 20 times or even more a day. There's so many different ways of doing it, and you're going to see 5 of them right here in this video. First of all, I'd like to give you one of the simplest definitions of hypnosis that I know. Hypnosis is simply being open to suggestion. So keep that in mind. I'm going to get back to that after these 5 examples. So the first one, what I want you to do is I want you to read the paragraph you're going to see on your screen in just a moment. So as soon as I put it on, I want you to pause this video, read through it, and once you've done that, come on back. Okay, so what happened here was that you were so focused on trying to make out the words that you were reading that you weren't focusing on the message itself, which is getting right past your inner mind and was being accepted. Yes, you were open to suggestion, so that was one method of hypnosis. That's also known as an analytical approach by keeping your mind busy. Let me tell you a story right now. This is a story about 2 brothers who were raised in the same household, and once they were grown and they were on their own, they led totally different lifestyles. Upon interviewing the first brother, he spoke about how he had a great life. He was very happy. He met the love of his life. He got married. They had 2 intelligent children that went on to be very successful. He had a nice home, lived in a great neighborhood, and he had a great job that he really, really loved. So he turned out to be quite successful. And he said his mother raised him because his dad walked out on them when he was 8 years old. His mother turned to drug and alcohol as a way to deal with her depression. Because of the drugs, she was unemployed, and they lived in a rundown tenement building in a very bad part of the city. Now, she was quite often abusive, so what they did was they went to live with her brother, and eventually they spent most of their time living out on the street. And he said it was because of this lifestyle that he was so successful. He was determined to learn from his past and appreciate everything he had. Now, the interesting thing is when interviewing the second brother, he spoke of how he was very unhappy. He had a miserable life. He tried to get married, but due to drugs and all the bad things that were going on, she left him after 1 year. He hadn't been able to get a job anywhere and was often in trouble with the law. Presently, he was living on the streets and spending most of his time scrounging for food and trying to find a place to sleep at night. And he went on to say that the reason for this was because of his upbringing. He spoke of how his father left him when he was 8 years old, and his mother turned to drugs, and she used to beat on them, and they lived in a bad neighborhood in a bad area. So he and his brother went on to live with her brother for a while, and eventually they lived on the street. And what he said was because of his upbringing, he just couldn't get ahead in life. He just never had a chance. It's amazing how both brothers went through the exact same experiences, but created entirely different realities. One of them created a wonderful life by taking advantage of his life and taking responsibility, and the other one, becoming a victim, had a miserable life. Now, this story that you just experienced is also known as Ericksonian hypnosis. Ericksonian hypnosis is delivering messages or suggestions in the way of a story or a fairy tale or a parable. So by listening to the story, you came up with your own conclusion. You related the story to yourself. So this is another form of hypnosis. Okay, let's move on to the third method. Right now, don't think about a monkey jumping up and down on your kitchen table, screaming while playing the banjo wearing a pink tutu. Don't think about it. Did you think about it? Okay, that's another way the mind works. You accepted the suggestion even because I told you not to think about it. You did because the subconscious mind does not understand negative. Negative is a conscious construct. The subconscious, where all suggestions are accepted and acted upon, does not understand negative. Here's another example. If I told you you were walking in the room and I said, "Don't look," you immediately look, don't you? Imagine a young child, maybe 4 or 5 years old, walking across the room holding a glass right filled to the top with water. And you say, "Don't drop that." They drop it. Instead, you need to say, "Bring it here." They don't understand negative, so whatever the focus was is what they're going to do. So don't drop that is drop that. Don't look is look. So always speak in positive. So that's 3 ways. Now let's move on to number 4. This is called direct suggestion with 2 opposing results. So listen to this. You're a wonderful person. You're successful at anything you do. Your new mantra is, "I can do it." Now think about what I just said. There's 2 ways you could have taken it. Number 1 is you could have accepted it. I am a wonderful person. I am successful at anything I do. I can do it. Or you could have said, maybe you want to be a little ornery and fight me here, and you could have said, "Nope, I'm not. I'm a terrible person. I can't do it. There's no way I'll succeed." So the first way, you accepted suggestion. The second way, when you resisted, you gave yourself a counter suggestion. Guess what? You accepted your own counter suggestion, which is self-hypnosis. So you still were open to suggestion. You hypnotized yourself. Self-suggestion. And that happens a lot. A lot of times people will hear things and they'll do just the opposite, just to be resistant, just to be ornery. And they're hypnotizing themselves. So you accept it or you do just the opposite. But either way is hypnosis. And number 5, if you watched this video all the way through to this point, then you were hypnotized by my initial suggestion. Remember, right at the beginning of the video, the title said, "I'll hypnotize you 5 different ways. Watch this entire video." And if you're still watching the video, you did accept the suggestions of what I gave you. You're still watching it. So right there's 5 of the many ways that I could easily hypnotize you. Now, there's many other stronger and even more covert ways to be hypnotized. And if you'd like to learn more about these and how to hypnotize yourself so you can reprogram your mind for health, wealth, whatever you like, and help others, just go ahead and click on the link below this video and learn about our Hypnosis Certification Home Study course. One thing I guarantee you, it will change your life and you'll never look at things the same way again. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this content, please go ahead and click the like below and share it with your friends. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.